Good morning, everyone. God has let me live another day, and I am about to make it everyone's problem.
Alright, so I know a lot of people have already reacted to this, and I just really wanted to put my input on this uh, because from what I've seen, there's been a lot of mixed reactions on this, and a lot of people think that Chris Rock was out of line, and they actually side with Will Smith. And in my personal opinion, I actually see it as the opposite. And I mean, for one, it was a joke, and two, it was the apology that Will Smith gave afterwards. So let's get into it.
Who's got the hardest job tonight? Javier Bardem and his wife are both nominated. Now, if she loses, he can't win. He is praying that Will Smith wins. Like, please, Lord. Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right?
I see, and this is the one thing a lot of people note right here is this reaction right here. Like, you look at her reaction to that, and look at his reaction to that. He was laughing about it because it was a joke. That's all it was. It was a joke. Chris Rock is a comedian. You cannot be in the crowd of a comedian and be that sensitive. You know what I mean? You just can't, because I've seen so many comedians talk about people that were in the audience, and if you're going to get bitter and this upset about it, you don't need to be in that audience. But like, he's smiling right here, and this is what I have a big problem with, and this is what I'm going to cover a lot in this channel. This is the first video of this channel, and this is what I'm going to cover. It's the impact that women like this have over men like this, and the way that they're able to control their emotions and get them to do their bidding, which is exactly what I feel is happened here. She didn't like it. He was okay with it at first. Obviously, he was smiling and laughing about it. But he saw how she was upset about it, and he thought, oh, now I have to do something because she's giving me that look. You see, all the way up until that point, he was laughing, and then look how quick that changed.
That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Uh-oh.
See how quick that changed? In about 5 seconds, long enough for Will Smith to look over at her and say, oh, damn, she's not happy about that. I got to do something. And what I find bizarre about that and really disturbing is the way that so many men, like, because everybody knows what she's done. Come on, like, everybody knows that she's had an open relationship with other people while married to him, and basically made him look like a fool to the entire public. And yet, when somebody makes her look like the fool, oh no, now he's got to step up. He's got to do something about that. He's got to prove that he's the man in the relationship. And this is what happened.
Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Now, I've heard a lot of people say, that it was staged, and some, are convinced that it's real. Really, I don't know one way or the other. I'm really kind of on the fence about that. I've seen both standpoints, and I could see why both standpoints are being made as to why it was set up and why other people think it was real. But either way, if it was set up, it's still like, I don't really see how that's very beneficial to either one of the men involved in this. I don't see how it was beneficial to Chris Rock, and I don't see how it was beneficial to Will Smith to set this up. The only person that this would actually benefit would be the wife. And if that's how far we're willing to go to make our women happy, I mean, that's just way, way too far. Alright? Because anybody else, if you were a normal person that had walked up on a stage, like if you were in an open mic and you walked up on a stage and smacked a comedian because he made fun of your wife, you could get arrested for that. But Will Smith got away with it. So let's keep watching. It's just because I want to get into the apology that Will Smith gave after this as well, and it's why I don't really think this is a setup. But it was the apology that he gave that just we'll break that down as we when we get into that. But let's just continue.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane jump.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm going.
Alright, so you see how mad he got. Keep my wife's name out your mouth. And then he said it with more assertiveness the second time he said it. And Chris Rock clearly said, look, dude, it was a joke. And then, like I said, the second time he got more assertive with keep my wife's name out your mouth. And so let's get into the apology that he gave. Alright, so I'm not sure how many of you have actually heard this. I've actually only heard it a couple times myself, to be honest with you. But let's just get into his apology, and it's just kind of going to kind of go into what I was talking about. And personally, when I saw it, the first time I saw it, and the other two times after that, I just, personally, to me, I thought it was a lame apology. And I thought it was a very clear indication on just how much control this woman has over this man's emotions. And that's what it all, to me, that's what it all boils down to, is the amount of control that woman has over his emotions. Because I haven't heard anything about him getting that emotional about the men that she cheated on him with. But when Chris Rock made a joke, and it was just that, it was a joke, then he got defensive and literally assaulted the man. So let's hear his apology and we'll break it down.
Now, I know to do what we do, you got to be able to take abuse. You got to be able to have.
Just real quick to go with what I was just saying about the control that this woman has over his emotions. This is what modern women will do to you, man. Like, they will break you down to this point right here. They will have you fighting for him for 1 minute and then crying over what you did the next minute. Like, you're so mixed up in your own emotions that you can't even regulate them. And that's what I see here, is that this man is so broken, he's so beaten down by this woman, that he doesn't know what he's supposed to do. So, in 1 minute, he just reacts based on her reaction, and now he's having to apologize for his actions based on her reaction. You see what I mean? Like, he was the scapegoat, and now he's having to apologize for it. And this, to me, this is a broken man. And this is the way so many women in the modern society, the modern women, do to pretty much every man that they can. They do this right here. They break them down to where they don't even know what they're supposed to do. And that's what I see right here in this apology is a broken man. And I'm not saying that, like, honestly, I'm a big Will Smith fan. I loved him in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and a lot of the other movies that he's done, you know, Independence Day, I Am Legend. You know, like, I thought that was a really good movie, you know, like, I really like, and in Men in Black, you know what I'm saying? So I really like him as an actor, you know what I'm saying? But what I see here is I see a broken man who has just, he's been beaten down by this woman who has just abused him mentally and physically and emotionally to where he don't know who he is or what he's supposed to do. You know what I mean? Like, he's running on emotions right now. He's not running on logic. And that's the way a lot of these women do you these days. Like, they get you to do their bidding. And before it's all over, like, this is what you end up with. You end up broken. Do I mean that's right the way he did? Absolutely not. In my opinion, no. There are a lot of people, and I've seen it actually today in a video, where a lot of people think that Chris Rock was out of line for saying what he said. But even Jeff Ross got on there saying that he's got the same condition, and he would have saw it as a joke. And like Will Smith is about to tell you here, is you've got to be able to take that kind of criticism. You know what I mean? When you're a public figure, and you really do. If you can't take that kind of criticism, you shouldn't be in show business.
People talk crazy about you. In this business, you got to be able to have people disrespecting you. And you got to smile and you got to pretend like that's okay. I want to apologize to the Academy. I want to apologize to all my fellow nominees. This is a beautiful moment, and I'm not crying for winning an award. It's not about winning an award for me. It's about being able to shine light on all of the people, Tim and Trevor and Zach and Sanaya and Demi and Ingenue and the entire cast and crew of King Richard and Venus and Serena, the entire Williams family. Art imitates life. I look like the crazy father, just like they said. I look like crazy father, just like they said about Richard Williams. But love will make you do crazy things. Being able to love and care for my mother and my family.
Just go, like, he said, all right, two things about it. One, he said love will make you do crazy things. And number two, the biggest problem I have with that speech is where he was basically apologizing. The one person he did not apologize to was the man that he hit. Even though he started his acceptance speech as saying, you know, we've got to accept criticism. And that wasn't even criticism. That was just a joke. It was a joke. You couldn't even take that. How can you take criticism if you can't take a joke? And it wasn't even a joke about you. It was a joke about your wife. And with all due respect, she has made a joke of you with all the people that she has had an affair with. That's what I have an issue with, is the women that, like, they act like they do nothing wrong. And the men are supposed to apologize for the bad behaviors of the woman. Like, why was he not slapping the shit out of the guy that she cheated on him with? Instead, he was slapping the shit out of somebody who made a joke about her hair. And the only person he did not apologize to was the man that he hit. That's not a real apology, man. You gotta apologize to the man that you hit. And as a fan of yours, and I hope you're watching this, I hope you see this, and I'm sure you've seen at least a lot of videos that have covered this, because that was a bad move for you. I'm a fan of yours, and I'm kind of a fan of Chris Rock's, but I'm more of a fan of Chris Rock's now and less of a fan of yours because of this. Because you let this woman break you down to nothing. And you slapped the shit out of a man for making a joke about her hair, but you didn't do nothing about the man that she had an affair with. She has made you look stupid on national television in front of everybody. And you're going to slap the shit out of somebody who told a joke about her on national television. You're the joke. Period. And I'm not trying to down anybody. I'm not trying to degrade anybody. But you're the joke here. Not her. She's playing you like a puppet, dude. Wake up. This is what so many men need to wake up to. Women are playing you like a puppet. She's the puppet master. And she's controlling everything you do. And you're just going right along with it.
Being able to love and care for my mother and my family, my wife. I'm taking up too much time. Thank you for this honor. Thank you for this moment. And thank you on behalf of Richard and Oracene, the entire Williams family. Thank you. Hope the Academy invites me back. Thank you.
And he said, I hope they invite me back. Why would they? After what you just did. That was assault, man. That's a crime. Over a woman who doesn't even respect you. And this is what so many men need to get through their head. This is the way women will play you if they can. If they know they can play you like this, this is the way they're going to play you. And honestly, I would be surprised if they invited him back. Which, honestly, to me, personally, like, I don't really know anybody that watches the Oscars anyway. From what I've seen, like, the stats have went way down, like, in the last century or so. So I don't really know. There's not really that many people that watch the Oscars anyway, because just like nobody cares. Like, it's just boring. Like, it's just basically a way for actors to feel good about themselves. But still, your concern is, oh, I hope they invite me back. Well, you just slapped the shit out of a man, and the only person you did not apologize to was the person you slapped the shit out of. Meanwhile, your wife is sitting there smiling, looking at you like, yay, you slapped him for me. And you're the one looking stupid. And this is what so many simps do these days, is they let these women make them look stupid as hell. And they go through all these little things to please the woman. And they're the ones that are paying the price, not the women. They're the ones paying the price. Honestly, I wouldn't invite him back. And I was a big Will Smith fan up until this point. When I saw this, I was like, that was it for me. I was a huge Will Smith fan. I've listened to his music. I've seen pretty much every movie he's put out. But when I saw this, that was it for me. And the thing about it is I was not really a big Chris Rock fan. I honestly was not. I don't think, in my opinion, that he's a very good comedian. And again, that's my opinion. That's not a fact. That's just my opinion. But after watching this, I am on Chris Rock's side. Like, it was just a joke that he was telling. And like, and from what I heard is he didn't even know that the woman had this condition. But like I said, Jeff Ross has the same condition, and he got on stage saying that he had the same condition, and that if he would have heard the joke, that if Chris Rock would have made the same joke about him, he would have just laughed it off, because that's all it was a joke. Do I think, like, when I say I'm not a big Chris Rock fan, I was like, that's just because I'm not really into that comedy. But comedy is a subjective term. Or comedy is subjective. But I understood when I saw that, when I heard him say that, I understood that it was a joke. I knew that. And Will Smith knew that because he was laughing about it. But the whole altercation came to this point because the woman, the wife, was not happy about it. So Will Smith decided he had to step in and do something dramatic. You know what I mean? Like, over a joke. And then apologize to everybody but the person he hit. That's what made me lose respect for Will Smith. And the fact that he's going to let this woman play his emotions like this, like a puppet on a string, man. Like, you, and he even walked away, when he slapped Chris Rock, he walked away like he was big and bad and tough. But your wife is pulling your strings. You're not really that tough, okay? Chill out. You're not really that tough. And I would say that to your face. And I'm smaller. I'm probably about the same, I'd say the same height, the same build as Chris Rock. And I would still say that to your face. So don't even come at me with that. Alright, so I wanted to add this clip in here for anybody who hasn't seen this conversation to help put things into perspective of what I was talking about throughout this video. So let's get into it. I think it's like a 4-minute clip, so let's get into it so we can break it down real quick, and I will end the video after this.
You've been on a hell of a journey with me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, there's people's feelings involved.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Look. See, this is what I mentioned earlier in this video. Like, look at this face, man. This is the face of a broken man. And she said, well, there's feelings involved. And she was laughing off, but look at his face. She's smiling like it's a joke, and he's like, yeah, I'm the one who was feeling it. And it, like, that's the way a lot of these simps will do. And I used to hate that term. I really did. Because I used to think it was degrading to nice guys. And then when I really got into, or dove into, the red pill side and everything involved with that, especially the simpage involved with that, then I started to understand it's not degrading to nice guys, because there are a lot of really good guys out there that are not simps. The simps are the ones who will repeatedly put up with a woman's bad behavior, the cheating, the emotional abuse, and everything in between. And they will continue to put up with it and fight for it when there's no reason to do that, because you're only hurting yourself. But there's so... It usually comes down to codependency. And for an average guy, that would make a little more sense, especially if he doesn't really get that many women. But for Will Smith, who has plenty of options out there, it is mind-boggling to me that he would continue to put up with this type of disrespect, because that's what it is. It's disrespect. Someone who is going to cheat on you is someone who does not respect you, and if they do not respect you, the best thing you can do for yourself is to remove yourself from that situation.
You know, it's healing that needs to happen.
Yes, absolutely. So what happened, Jada?
Okay, so I think it was about 4 years ago. Started a friendship with August. And we actually became really, really good friends. And it all...
started. Oh, wow, this is a perfect place to pause it. Time that one just right. She said, "It started a friendship." Yeah, we all know what that means. All right. Because when women have options, that's the way they'll play it. Oh, he's just a friend. He's just a friend. But what what you don't know is the conversations or the context of those conversations. And if you did, you would be like, yeah, this is definitely more than friendship. But she's trying to make light of the situation. Well, we were just friends. Yeah. Again, we all know what that means.
Started with him just needing some help. You know, me wanting to help his health, his mental state. And we found all those different resources, you know, to help pull him through. And from there, you know, you and I were going through a very difficult time.
Yeah.
That particular point in time, it was indefinite.
Yeah. I really felt like we could be over. You
Yeah,
know?
no, we were
over. And then what did you do, Jay?
You heard that? Oh yeah, no, we were over. And again, this is the way a lot of women would do. They would say things like that to justify their actions, to take the accountability away from themselves, like we were on a quote-unquote break. There's no such thing as a break. A break means she's out with somebody else. That's what that means. That's the way modern women are. Like, if they say, I want a break, that's what it means. They want to go be with somebody else. And they don't necessarily have to be on a break to do that. But if they ever say, you know, we need to take a break, or I think we need a break, that's what that means, is she wants to go explore the other options that she has. And again, you look at his face, it's like he's sucking it up. Like, you could tell he's beaten down by this. Like, you could tell he's not happy about this. And this is what I said, like, when he was talking about, you know, or when I was talking about the way he reacted to Chris Rock's joke. And he got all defensive and, quote-unquote, defended his woman. And yet, here she is straight up admitting to him that she had an affair. And he's not even the least bit mad about that. That's what you should be mad about.
Well, you know, I think from there, you know, as time went on, I got into a different kind of entanglement.
I think you need to say clearly what happened.
And I got into an entanglement with August. That's what I said.
Hey, that's what I said.
He said, you need to be clear. And she said, like I said, I got into an entanglement. And that's pretty clear. I mean, it's an entanglement. We know like I said, we all know what that means. But she doesn't want to come out and straight say, yeah, we had sex. She doesn't want to say that. She wants to try to, again, make light of the situation. Oh, we got into an entanglement.
An entanglement?
Yes. Yes.
A relationship?
Yes, it was a relationship. Absolutely.
See, now when he called it out, he said a relationship. Now she said, oh, yeah, it was a relationship. Now it went from an entanglement to a relationship. While on a quote-unquote break.
Decided that we were going to separate for a period of time and you go figure out how to make yourself happy.
I was in a lot of pain and I was very broken. Now, in the process of that relationship, I definitely realized that you can't find happiness outside of yourself. And luckily enough, you and I were also going through a process of healing in a much different manner. I would
During that time, launched into an interaction with August. What do you feel like you were looking for?
I just wanted to feel good.
Wow. And again, look at that face. Like, she said, I wanted to feel good. And if you hear your wife say that, it's time to get out, because obviously you're not making her feel good. And you never going to, but or at least after that point. You may have made her feel good up to that point, but after that point, you're no longer going to be able to make her feel good, because that's why she went to another source, because you were not filling her quote-unquote needs.
It had been so long since I felt good.
Now imagine being that man. Imagine being the husband sitting across the table from your wife who says, I had to go have this an affair with another man because it had been so long since I felt good. Knowing that y'all had been in this marriage for a very long time. And to hear somebody say that, but like, she's basically saying, you did not make me feel good. And this is where the simpage comes in. Is because even knowing this, you still fought for that relationship. Whereas a man who has respect for himself would never allow himself to go through that type of situation. He would cut it off, plain and simple. Any self-respecting man would not put up with that.
Husband, now I got to be with you at the press conference while you like tell the world about your transgressions.
Well,
Like I love my baby. I'm gonna stand by my baby no matter what.
no, I definitely.
Bam. Like, just go back to that real quick.
I love my baby. I'm gonna stand by.
Bam. That's it right there. The simp energy. I love my baby. I'm going to stand by my baby no matter what. I don't care how many affairs she has. We're at a press conference where she's telling the entire world about her quote-unquote transgressions or cheating affair, whatever you want to call it. And I'm still going to stick by this woman. That is what a simp does. And this is why I no longer see simp, or the word simp, as a bad thing. Because if you're allowing yourself to go through this type of situation, you don't deserve the respect as a man, or you're not respecting yourself as a man.
My baby no matter what.
No, I definitely understand why it would look that way or feel that way, but I actually don't look at it as a transgression at all.
Wow. And again, that's actually a very good place to pause it. She said, I can see why it would look and feel that way, but I don't see it as a discretion at all. Or a transgression, I'm sorry. And again, this is the way women play this, is because we were on a break. So technically we were not together. You know what I mean? So that's why she doesn't see it as a transgression. Even though that's exactly what it was, because you were still married to this man. You hadn't got the divorce yet. You know what I mean? But this is the way they take that accountability away from themselves. And take all of this. This interview right here, take this. This was before the Chris Rock incident. And you again look at his face, man. Like, you could, like, what about this face makes you think that this man is happy in his marriage? Yet, this man thought it was necessary to go on stage during the Oscars in front of the entire world and slap Chris Rock for making a joke about his wife's hair. And again, as I covered, or as I stated earlier, that Jeff Ross has the same condition. Jeff Ross said if the joke would have been about me, I would have laughed it off. Because again, it was just a joke. But this man got so defensive because his wife didn't like it. And I pointed out in the very beginning of this video how he was laughing about it at first. It was the wife who didn't like the joke. And as a result, it led up to him deciding the best thing for him to do was to walk up on stage and slap Chris Rock in her defense. And this is what he's defending. A woman who says, I don't see it as a transgression at all. I don't see my affair as a transgression because we were on a quote-unquote break. And as I stated, this is the way a lot of modern women like to manipulate the situation. They take the accountability away from themselves. And if you're a simp, then this is what This is why modern women love simps, because they can play you just like this, like a puppet on a string. You have no control over your emotions. You have no control over what you do, because everything you say, everything you think, and everything you do is based on how she feels. Making you just a puppet. That's all you are, is the puppet. And she's the puppet master. And you're just following along with everything she says because that's what she says. That's what she wants. And this is what you're doing to make her happy. There are normal, average, regular guys who would not put up with this. So why are you, as an actor, who can have literally any woman she wants? If you don't believe me, take a poll on how many women would want you and how many women don't. I guarantee you there's going to be a very big difference. And you're sticking with a woman who is treating you like shit. That is the clear definition of a simp. Because you would rather have a woman who treats you like shit than find somebody who's going to treat you like you should be treated. Or is going to give you the respect that you should have. And a lot of people say you can't say you deserve this or you deserve that. Everybody deserves respect up until the point they do something to lose that respect. And this, in the Chris Rock incident, makes me lose respect for him, because he is not able to be his own person. He is completely controlled by this woman. And I cannot respect a man who cannot be his own person, who cannot regulate his own emotions, who cannot say, look, if you're not happy with that, that's on you, but I'm fine with it.
Through that particular journey, I learned so much about myself and was able to really confront a lot of emotional immaturity, emotional insecurity, and I was really able to do some really deep healing. It was really a joy to just help heal somebody.
Yeah.
It was a joy. She did some really deep healing, and again, we all know what that means. But it was just a joy to heal somebody with my body. You know, I healed him with my body. And again, she's again making light of the situation. And as I've stated over and over again, this is what this man was defending. A woman who disrespects him this much. And yet when somebody says a joke that she thinks disrespects her, now he has to step up and defend her honor. This is this is like narcissism on a whole nother level. Really. Because you are the flying monkey. And if you get into the whole what a narcissism is and everything involved in that, you'll learn what a flying monkey is. And that's what you are. You're the flying monkey. You're the one out doing her bidding. That's what you're doing. And you're defending a woman who has disrespected you this much and took no accountability for it and told you to your face that she felt good to help somebody.
I wasn't sure I was ever going to speak to you again.
I know.
Yeah, like the fact that I'm speaking to you again is a miracle. I want to go through this no more.
Yeah, no, I don't either.
Yeah. I'm going to get you back first, and then...
You're going to get me back. I think you got me back. I think we're good on that, okay?
Just a real quick note on that. Again, that goes back to the whole Simpage thing, and this is the difference between a man who has self-respect and a simp. A man who, like I said, a man who has self-respect, the second he finds out this is what she did, there's nothing else to talk about. There's no working this out. There's no getting back to where we were, because you already ruined that. I'm going on about my life, and I'm going to be just as happy, if not happier, without you, because now I don't have to worry about what you're doing. But he again, like the Simpage thing, is like, I'm going to get you back. She told you to your face she cheated on you. And she took no accountability for it, showed no remorse for it, made light of the entire situation, and your whole thing was, I'm going to get you back. No. Why? Why would you? Why would you want to? Even if she's the mother of your kids, why would you want to? Why would you want to take somebody back who is that disrespectful towards you?
Okay.
I wish, I wish that wasn't the case. I do. I wish that wasn't the case.
I sure wish it could be all magic and miracles.
Yeah.
Okay, that's probably true. That's probably true.
But, and I don't think it's about getting anybody back.
No, for me it is.
Okay. I'll give you that petty if that's what you want.
Wow. All right, and I'm going to end it on this note here, all right? There's only about 30 seconds left. All right, but she said, I don't think it's about getting anybody back. And he said, for me it is. And again, it goes back to the Simpage thing. Because she didn't have to worry about that. She knew he was going to chase her. And that's the way a lot of modern women play men these days, is because they will keep you on that string. And as long as you're on that hook, they don't have anything to worry about, because they know you're going to keep fighting to reel them back in. And then when he said, no, to me it is, she said, okay, I'm going to give you that petty thing. To her, it's petty. To him, it was a big deal. If a woman is going to tell you that you wanting her is petty, as if the cheating and everything else wasn't bad enough, that alone should be enough to say, obviously, she doesn't want me. So why would you be that serious, that dedicated, that interested in somebody who doesn't want you? Who claims it as a petty thing while you're taking it serious? Why would you fight for somebody that doesn't want you? I would not do that. I would not ever want to be with somebody who does not want to be with me. So on that note, everybody, I hope you enjoyed the video. And as always, I will see you in the next one.